Thank you for joining the State of Ohio's Find Your Fitness webinar presentation. This presentation is brought to you by the State of Ohio's Take Charge, Live Well program and Healthways. Today we will discuss a variety of activities to find the fitness format for you. Remember that fitness is for everyone, and it's important to make it a personalized experience. Prior to making any changes in your physical activity program or starting a new physical activity program, you want to ask yourself all of the questions that are listed on the screen. If you answer yes to any of these questions, please talk with your doctor by phone or in person before you start becoming much more physically active or before you have any fitness appraisal at a fitness center or with a personal trainer. If you answer no honestly to all of the questions listed on the screen, you can be reasonably sure that you can start becoming more physically active. But remember to begin slowly and build up gradually. This is the safest and easiest way to go. It's also recommended that you have your blood pressure evaluated before beginning a new exercise program. Here we see the physical activity recommendations for overall health. It's recommended that adults get at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity at least 5 days a week, for a total of 150 minutes per week. Or you can do at least 25 minutes of vigorous intensity aerobic activity at least 3 days per week for a total of 75 minutes per week. And it's important to remember to do muscle strengthening activities at least 2 days per week. And as always, remember that 10 minutes at a time is just fine. So you don't have to do these activities in one full bout. You can do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunch, or 10 minutes in the afternoon, or however would best meet your lifestyle. And the most important concept for physical activity is just to get up and get moving. So if you're not ready to do 30 minutes per day at this time, any increase in your physical activity each day will be a great improvement. Next, we'll discuss the FITT Principle. This is what you want to think of when you start setting goals for your overall fitness program. Frequency, so how often do you want to perform your fitness or physical activity or exercise? Intensity, how hard will you be working when you perform your exercises? Time, which will be the duration of your exercise bout. Type, which will be the concept that most of this presentation will be about, which would be the mode of activity that you will perform. And most importantly, enjoyment. Make sure that you enjoy the benefits of whatever activity you do, or you at least enjoy the activity. That way you'll be more likely to stick with it. When you're thinking about a complete exercise plan, these 5 components are imperative for a complete program. You want to make sure that your program includes a warm-up, aerobic conditioning to get your heart pumping and sustain a higher heart rate for at least 10 minutes at a time, like we discussed earlier. Strength training aspect, flexibility, which we most often forget, and a cool down. All right, now we're going to move to talking about the different types of fitness. I know something that people always think of is a fitness facility or a gymnasium, and then you think about cost. But there are a lot of budget-friendly options for fitness, things that you can do at home or even take on the road with you. Remember to enjoy outings and events sponsored by your state, parks, and city recreation and parks department. Or even join a rec sports league, basketball, dodgeball, kickball, all these things are typically available, and it'd be a fun way for you to get up and get active. Remember that it's free to get assistance from your health coach by contacting 866-556-2288, and you're eligible as long as you're enrolled in a health insurance plan through the state of Ohio. And then you have portable equipment, resistance bands, jump ropes, exercise DVDs, flip balls, medicine balls, and kettlebells are all great components to your exercise equipment. I have a bag of resistance bands that I got from a local sporting goods store, and it's really neat because the bag maybe weighs 2 pounds. It includes light, medium, and heavy resistance bands and a few attachments, is a very small portable pouch, and I can do just about every strength training exercise that I perform in my gym at home with this equipment. So it's pretty neat, and that's something that you can remember, especially when you go on travel, if you go off for a vacation, or if you have to travel for work. You can set yourself up for success by bringing something like that with you, and you're always prepared to get in your fitness routine. If you decide that a home gym is the best option for you, you want to be smart about buying exercise equipment. First, you want to shop around. Make sure that you know what's available to you in your area or maybe even over the internet. Make sure to read the fine print on any equipment that you purchase. Make sure that you ask yourself the following 3 questions. What is your budget? If a $1,500 stair stepper is not in your budget, consider free weights, a step bench, or risers. These may be options that fit better in your budget and provide you the same benefits. Who will be using the equipment? If the whole family will be using a treadmill, make sure it has enough programming features to accommodate all shapes and sizes. And if you have walkers and runners, you don't want to get a treadmill that's made primarily for walking. You want to get something that accommodates all the fitness modes that your family would like to partake in. Next, you want to ask yourself, what type of space do you have? If you only have 10 square feet of space, you may want to consider a recumbent bike rather than a multi-gym station. Also, think about height requirements. Elliptical trainers require a lot higher ceilings than some treadmills or bikes. Make sure that you do your research, and on that note, maintenance is really a thing that's really forgotten by a lot of consumers when they go to purchase home equipment. That's something that you want to figure out what kind of maintenance it will need, how long it will be before the next maintenance is needed, and who in your area is able to assist you with that. Make sure you also try it out first. Try out the equipment and make sure that it's exactly what you want before you invest that money in it, and even look for secondhand equipment locally. For some of us, a personal trainer will be the best option to assist us in making strides in our fitness program. If you are interested in utilizing a personal trainer or finding one, you want to make sure that you ask about educational background, their experience, and how much they cost. Trainers should have more experience in education than just having been a weightlifter, a bodybuilder, or active in fitness. Ask about the trainer's educational background and professional certifications. Make sure those certifications come from a credible and reputable organization. In their experience, you want to make sure that you know what population they typically work with. Do they usually work with kids, a geriatric population? Do they typically work with athletes? And then you want to ask about, like we said, cost and the frequency that they expect you to come. Because some trainers will have a certain cost per session or a cost per week, but you also want to know how many sessions you get per week or per month at that cost. And will it be effective for you? Next, does the trainer offer a fitness assessment? Any great trainer will make sure that they ask you the questions that are included in that physical activity readiness questionnaire that we did at the beginning of this presentation. They're going to need to know about your medical history as well as your current fitness status before they start working with you in order to prepare a program that's actually right for you. That is the only safe way to progress with a personal trainer. You want to make sure that they do ask you specific questions before your exercise program begins about your medical conditions, any medications that you're taking, and any previous injuries. Consider a personality match. If you're someone who does not like to be aggressively pushed, then Jillian Michaels may not be the trainer for you. But you want to make sure that you have somebody that's going to help to motivate you in the way that you need motivation. Ask, is the trainer friendly and open to answering questions? Do they communicate well and explain exercises in an easy-to-understand manner? Will they motivate you to exercise and make you want to continue your program and come back for the next section? Your trainer should motivate you without being intimidating or pushing you beyond reasonable fitness limits. Make sure that your trainer is sensitive to your needs, and you want to make sure at the end of the day that you're just comfortable with your trainer. You also want to take notes. A good trainer is going to help you to understand how to exercise for life and not just for the day. So this should be a learning process for you. For those of you out there considering a fitness facility like a gym, then you want to ask yourself a few questions as well. What activities would you like to do at a gym? Do you want to focus on aerobic equipment, for example, cycling, treadmills, ellipticals, or step mills? Or would you like to focus on strength equipment, group fitness? If you highlighted any of these, then you want to make sure that you choose a facility that has all those to offer. For instance, if you're interested in group fitness classes, but all of the group fitness classes are an additional cost at the fitness center that you're looking at, then maybe it's not the best fit for you. You also want to make sure that you look at the training hours, so what hours are they available, and the level of service. Are you someone who goes to the gym and you want to have towel service, showers, and a cafe, or will a bare-bones mom-and-pop strength training facility work for you? What population does the gym service? Some people would like to go to a female-only facility, just like Curve. And then if you're a middle to older adult population, you want to make sure that they have fitness options that are great for you. Maybe they're looking for silver sneakers programs or some kind of functional fitness classes. Does it have options for people that are beginners or those returning to exercise plans and need support in crafting a fitness regimen? For example, some facilities offer free sessions with a certified exercise specialist or trainer upon enrollment, and some facilities have a sample circuit workout that you can utilize. Maybe you're an advanced exerciser looking for fresh or new training options. Look into whether the facility has child care if you need that. If you have small children and you like to work out after work, that might be a make it or break decision for you if they have that, if they do not have that. Then you want to look at how much money you want to spend. Take into account your budget allowances. Do not overextend yourself and create a plan of action to determine how you will accommodate this new expense. Search out discounts you may be eligible for, as well as locations that may eliminate extra fees, such as enrollment fees. If you're signing up for a family or multiple membership, check to see if you can get a special group rate. And then you also want to be aware of terms of cancellation. They can be as simple as no fees or as stringent as you must pay out the remainder of your membership. Some locations will release you from a membership due to physical ailments with appropriate documentation from a physician. And lastly, you want to evaluate what hours you will be exercising. There's a lot of 24-hour operations, and this is probably really good for shift employees or those who work out early morning or late evening. If you're in a group fitness but you need to go before work, make sure they have early morning group fitness classes, or maybe you're looking for weekend hours or lunch hours. And anybody that's into aquatic fitness, so like aqua aerobics or even swimming laps, you want to make sure that the pool hours are available or open during the time that you're available to go to the gym, because they're typically different from general club hours. And overall, whatever facility you select, you want to make sure that you visit during the busiest facility hours, because the worst thing to do is sign up for a gym, be very interested, and then go during the hours that you are planning to work out, and then there's no equipment available. So keeping your fitness program fresh and new, there's a lot of new current fitness trends available today. There's a lot of dance arts-based fitness formats. For example, Pure Barre is a total body workout that utilizes the ballet bar to perform small isometric movements set to music. There's no jumping or bouncing, but it's a great muscle lengthening and strengthening program. And then you have Zumba. Zumba exercise classes are quote-unquote fitness parties that blend upbeat world rhythms with easy-to-follow choreography and a total body workout. It's a great cardio workout. And then you have military and combat-based fitness formats. Some of those include CrossFit, the TRX suspension training system, and mixed martial arts, as well as boot camp. that are becoming increasingly popular. Functional training, which we mentioned earlier in the presentation, basically means that you incorporate aerobic, strength training, and flexibility elements to improve the functionality in completing daily tasks. There's a lot of gyms that are creating these type of break-in workouts. They actually help different populations to perform things a little bit better. Maybe it makes bending a little bit easier when you do the exercises or climbing the flight of steps. But it's also a good option if your gym that you select has a functional training class for beginners to actually break in a routine by going to these classes and then move up once they've mastered that class. Pilates and yoga are also really popular workouts now, as well as track-inspired workouts and races. So we have things like the Color Run, the Tough Mudder, and the Warrior Dash. And lastly, we have spinning. Those are indoor cycling classes. Those are quite popular right now, too. So there's a lot of different methods or modes of exercises that you can participate in. This is just sort of pointing out some things that are a little bit outside of the box that are quite on the rise in reference to popularity, and it may be something that you want to try out. And as always, we want to look at adaptive fitness. Anybody with arthritis, a chronic condition, mobility limitations, or even those that are recovering from an injury want to make sure that you verify with your healthcare provider the status of your condition as well as what is expected of your fitness routine. You want to communicate your needs ahead of time to any fitness class instructor, personal trainer, team leader, or gym instructor. Check out local resources because very often there are groups and clubs that will have classes or activities geared towards whatever your adaptation needs are, and then make sure you know your body. Some great adaptive fitness options include chair aerobics, and you can get chair aerobics DVDs for everything from chair salsa to chair boot camp. Aquatic fitness, which helps the buoyancy of the water helps eliminate the impact of the pressure on your joints. Upper body ergometers, which is just like a bicycle, but except for you use your arms instead of your legs. Get your heart rate up pretty good. It's a good workout. Adaptive fitness classes that we discussed earlier, like your functional training or silver sneakers. And then, as we said before, always look into those local resources. So, overall, the final decision in finding your fitness, you want to look at these 4 components. Define your unique goals. What do you want to get out of this? Do you want to be able to play longer with the kids? Do you want to be able to climb the flight of steps longer? Do you want to be able to run a half marathon next year? Define those goals and set SMART goals and make sure that you have a long-term and short-term goal that you want to reach. Listen to your body because you know what your limitations are, and make sure that you pay attention to that. Determine your access level. So if the gym that's perfect for you, maybe 40 minutes away, it's very unlikely that you're going to be consistent if you have to go that far away. So make sure that you get something that's easily accessible to you. It's going to help you to be consistent and have better success. And then evaluate your enjoyment factor. Try something new because you may be able to get some great enjoyment out of it, and it might be something that helps keep you on track. And then remember that variety is the spice of life. So changing it up ever so often can keep you interested in your fitness program. So we want to make sure that we don't fail to plan because failing to plan is planning to fail. So you want to set those goals, make sure that they're specific. So what is the task that you want to complete? What is it exactly that you want to do? Measurable, make sure that you have standards and parameters. Action-oriented, you want to outline all the actions that you're going to perform. Make sure that it's realistic for your lifestyle and put time limitations on your goals. So instead of saying an incomplete goal such as, I want to get fit, or I want to lose weight, or I want to be healthier, a great example of a complete goal would be, starting this Monday, I'm going to walk for 15 to 20 minutes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings. Every 3 weeks, I will add another half mile to my walking distance to reach my goal of walking a 5K by October of this year. Make sure that your goal outlines a complete plan. That way, If I'm not walking to where my plan says I should be in August, then I know that I'm probably not going to meet my goal in October. This will help you to avoid disappointment by getting to a time frame and not meeting your goal. You want to remember additional resources can really help you and be a great motivational tool. Self-monitoring tools such as online software can help you with tracking and logging, maybe your heart rate, maybe the activities that you've done, or even your intensity. And remember your mobile apps, just like our Wellbeing Go app where you can track your exercises and steps via your phone. Make sure that you're always looking into accredited and peer-reviewed websites when you're getting information. We'll have quite a few of those at the end of the presentation for you. And then check out your local library. My favorite suggestion to everybody is to try it before you buy it. If you think you're interested in Zumba, then before paying the money to get into a club or paying to go to a class, you can go to the library for free, rent a Zumba DVD, and try it at home. The same with Pilates and yoga and many other forms of fitness. Remember that in your Wellbeing Connect portal, you have your exercise tracker. If that's not already a part of your Wellbeing plan, you can go to the Add More Goals and Trackers button, circled here, to add that exercise tracker and start keeping track of your fitness. This is a list of helpful resources that we have. I think most of these can also be found on your Take Charge with Well website, as well as some helpful physical activity tips. So we have the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention physical activity page, ACE Fitness, which is the American Council on Exercise, that has lots of great resources and even sample exercise programs that can help start you out. The President's Fitness Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition, as well as your health coach. Thank you so much for joining the presentation today. I hope that this provided some kind of fitness resource that may be great for you so everybody can go out and try something new.